Grand Rising. Oh man, I was so tired. I tried to stay up early after I did that video, but I fell back to sleep before I took my child to school. So, I don't got time to be doing no whole full dances. I go around something I see. So I was thinking, if some of these churches and stuff that been doing these missionary things overseas and stuff, like I just watched a video with the Abram or whatever his name is. I don't know. I'm not gonna butcher the last name. And I like what he had to say. And I think one thing that America can learn from this is that not, well, this shows us, okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing it do. It shows how much America must not have been concerned with what Africa had going on. Africa was not really in the mix of advertising itself in any way, which could actually be kind of smart. You see what I'm saying? They weren't promoting themselves, but the way that we did promote, because I say this shit in my videos all the time. Showing the kids with the flies on the stomach, feed the children. That's like the most image, or people in huts and stuff like this, living in dirt areas. You know what I'm saying? Places where sand or dirt is, and they live in huts or something, or whatever this is. But then, again, like he said, these advancements that we have, blah, blah, blah. But I was thinking, yeah, that's fine and that's nice and everything. But I was thinking about the whole dismantling, like I said, of the new royal family, the part that I'm gonna be a part of. And how they have all these advancements and things like this. And I'm thinking like, well, probably in the last 40 years. The fact that I know that they would have had to take, or this could be even a sense where my father could have had more African traits, right? Or my so-called father, or supposed father. I don't know why I keep getting that. It just doesn't go that way. That it's the grandfather or something. Like it's something. I'm different. Put it like that. All right. But this is what I wanted to say. So for the past 40 years, I'm pretty sure a lot of this growth has come. And no, Africa didn't open up her mouth and run her mouth about whatever she got going on, all the advancements. Nobody was looking at Africa for that. And I said that it is kind of important. What he said is important, that they didn't show us the real Africa but they said so that they won't be able to, know what to do or know what to take or all these things or whatever it is. But I don't think that America, it shows that America wasn't looking for Africa to really steal anything. This could be colonizers that are on that land like Russia and China and things like this in the past, but America never had a really big thing. The only thing is, like I said, with Africa is slavery, but that mainly was Africa selling the slaves, the UK buying the slaves, America getting involved in the trade too. You know what I'm saying? So all these problems that be happening within these places and cultures and countries and stuff like this, it normally starts at home. It normally starts at home. I seen that post that somebody put up yesterday. It was a lady like with a broom in her hand, but it was like, don't go cleaning up other people's house when yours ain't clean. Now that can mean a lot of things. Like that could be somebody looking in your house with a camera saying your house is messy, and then you trying to see what's going on. But I don't go looking at other people's house. That's one thing. But that's also about the temple or the body or your mind. Don't go fucking around in people's mind until yours is all the way the fuck right. And that's one thing can't nobody motherfucker say about me, because I ain't worried about a damn thing on this earth. I don't give a fuck about this house that I live in. I have to live in a house. This just happened to be the one I live in. I'm not attached to it like that, motherfucker. The only house or temple that I'm worried about is this vessel or this whatever this apparatus is that holds my body, my mind, my soul, my energy. And I'm not even really fucking concerned with that. You dig what I'm saying? As long as I got my mind right at the end of the day. But there's a lot of things that people can do outside of your body to attack your mind, your body, your soul, your energy, your emotions, and things like this. And that's what I'm trying to say. How we gonna be talking about we moving towards the future, all this stuff with the nations and things like this, but we're not even concerned. We're not concerned about, okay, let's not say that you're concerned about the flesh, but it's what's inside the fucking flesh. considering your mind, but we dealing with all this technology and all this shit that we don't know what the fuck is doing to your mind. The towers, all this shit, you don't know what's doing to your mind. But I thought that was a good point, because that was America's downfall. Not really looking, but not touching as to what these people was doing, because at the same time you was letting a drove of African children from Africa into the Americas that was coming from these places that have all this new technology and all this new shit that they have and all these advancements. And when they came here, what I say, most African people end up, or multicultural people end up huddling up and dealing with each other or living by each other. Or Ethiopians, they build a little group. They got little China and shit like this in Chicago. They got little different pockets where they gather around, and they have grocery stores that, resemble what they get in their hometown, and, things like this, right? They might have, co-workers and stuff like this that could be African American. But a lot more times we see when people come here and they make it from another country like Africa, they end up dealing with themselves, or they end up dealing with Caucasian people, and sometimes black people. It really could be hard to get a real understanding between Africans and so-called African Americans. But I was thinking, because I was like, okay, let's skip all that. And I said the leader that they picked to bring forth this shit into the world. But then I thought about this, because I looked at how much Serena Williams looked like my cousin Patricia Pitt's mother, Brenda. And supposedly she has a little sister, Kiki or Kendra. And supposedly this sister was my dad's, but I always knew that might not be true. I just knew it. Allegedly, now they were a part of the Nation of Islam, the Black Nation of Islam here in America. Okay, but I don't know why I always thought like, and I know that there's a tie between this familial unit, however it is, with the Nation of Islam, period. Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and motherfucking Louis Farrakhan. I'm not saying that these people, I don't know what they do behind the scenes or whatever. Obviously, they may be an anomaly, okay, or I'm the anomaly. But I can feel the energy. I can feel the attachments. It's the way that I see the world. Okay? So, then I got to thinking, wait a minute. So, Kendra don't really look like my dad, but Kendra do look like Ibram, whatever his name is. And so, this is my question. Because I was getting this, I know my dad had the supposed half-sister, Kiki, live in his apartment with her kids or whatever. She needed a place to stay, and then she ended up staying there in one of his apartments for a little bit of time. But I keep hearing something about a tree or something like this, or I keep hearing something about something. So I'm wondering if, again, whatever this is, because these are movements that people making for like a whole nation, or they're moving, these are big moves that's being made. So I was wondering, like, did these people have something to do with, or if this is some black cause or something, and these people knew that I was a royal, okay? Is that why they treated me differently? Is that why they, with other organizations, went and tried to tear down something at 9/11? Because 9/11 had more to do, it had something to do with a hit or some things that maybe the royal family wouldn't fully be able to recover from. Yeah, they will be able to come and perform for y'all and go in the public, but there was hits going on, is what I'm picking up, with the royal family, so that again, everybody, black people, will be coming doing amazing things. But if they had a queen that, like I said, if they found out that there was something, even if this was some, because there was the queens and shit went to Africa and partied and things like this, somebody's trying to write it off as like, oh, you're African because oh, it's probably that one time when the queen, we got pictures of the queen dancing with that African man. Stop. You hear what I'm saying? That could be who no, the fuck is not. I'm a whole different breed or something here. All right? So, it's almost like when I think about how this is going down, okay, and I think about the fact that when I think about the fact of who was all around at certain times, it's making me think, what did they take? Have they been taking American boys and American men and placing them in Africa? What have they been doing? And now that when they went over there, were they also coming back and siphoning from my energy or whatever this is, this abundance that would have been coming to me? Is this what the Saudis did? Is this what so you're going to blame America, the world energy, the Holy Spirit energy that was the most innocent out of all this shit, and what I was going to come into and more than likely be the first brown-skinned queen that is a rightful heir to the throne? And so they want to come up and people want to say, oh, look what the Black Panther, look what we did, look what, but you didn't want, but like I said, when it comes to the royal, the same thing was happening. God was making way for me to be there. Why is somebody doing a smear fucking campaign? You get what I'm saying? Because you can't go there. Now they could have tried to use the Norseworthies or these other higher ranking names or something like this, or these people that have these tendencies or these traits. But no, when it comes to these particular people, whatever they're a part of, if they are a part of the Islam or Nation of Islam, more than likely they would not be able to go and pursue that. All right. So this is basically a situation where I'm not a part of the Nation of Islam, even though, again, with energy harvesting, the energy could have been used. But at the same time, whatever they did to me is because you couldn't have it yourself. You moved up enough to take shit from me. Okay? Maybe even in the entertainment industry. But what you couldn't do is get that fucking crown. And so what you wanted to do was fuck me up so I can't have the crown. Because then you wouldn't have an excuse to blame the white queen and the white kings and shit like this, or the Caucasians, the Caucasoids, for ruining something or going and doing something here. You would have knew that somebody was on that level that could see through your ass, and I would be able to talk publicly because I'm so-called American dark skin. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? Or I would have been calling myself African American most of my life before I realized something. So you knew that you could not let me stand in that royal, and then y'all do what y'all doing and everybody do what they doing, because you knew that there was no complex where I had to hold back my tongue talking about black people. That's why. That's why you tried to slander and ruin me or something like this. This is men's work here, trying to ruin a feminine energy here after sucking from my teat. And so this is what I'm saying. Somebody saying, fill the story. I already did, motherfucker. Now, when I go back to, I was thinking about this too. When I was younger, and I wasn't even really sexually, to be honest with you, I wasn't even when I was little, I didn't wait, look, I waited until I was older until I started to masturbate. I was older. I was like probably, and then not even with my hands, with a toy. When I was in my early 20s or something, I started to use something like that. I was never one that touched on myself like that. I don't know. It never felt like nothing. I don't know. I'm like what I'm saying? It changed when I started being intimate with a man or whatever. I wanted him to touch it. I don't want to touch it. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I never really was heavy on that. But I did wonder why when I was younger, like I used to kiss boys. Maybe they make it to second base. I had big boobs back then, even in the fourth and fifth grade. So the boys did want to get to my boobs or get under my shirt or suck on my boobs or something like this. I might let them. So I was thinking like, wait a minute. The story of the African girl, no, the story of the African man, it's like a mythical story about an African man that asks a woman, can he just suck on her breast? Okay, and then the woman ended up spitting out money. Like she got rich. She was like, everything she touched was turned to gold. She was making a lot of money or whatever after the man sucked on her teat. But I was thinking, what if this is this, I know it's kind of like against oneself or something. It's like, now, what if this was something like when I was younger, I was a little bit, it was like, when I was younger, probably like 2, 3, 4 boys or whatever that could have seen my boobs or touched my boobs after, like while kissing or something like this. You know what I'm saying? I guess it was a thing. Maybe one boy found out like, oh, I feel so much like this or whatever. And then another boy came and said, well, I want to be able to do it. I'm not ashamed of things. These are regular. It's not nothing insane. These are regular things that little boys and the other girls and boys my age was already having sex. I was just letting boys go to second base or whatever when I was younger. So, or touch my boobs or something like this. And it's not all boys. It was like a boy that I liked or I was dating or something, and I was exploring. So I'm not gonna be ashamed of that. But it made me think about that because I was thinking about the one boy that I was like, oh, I don't even know how I end up letting that boy, because I really didn't like this boy like that. So I don't understand. I never understood why I let him kiss me or something like this, right? Because I don't know. It was this boy. The last name of the boy was Bell. Okay, and I never understood why, because it was like one of those things, like how I was telling my daughter the other day. She met a boy at school. He's not that attractive or something, but he's pampering. He's like bringing her drinks, bringing her chips that she like, doing all this. That he won't take no for an answer. He's still pursuing and pursuing her. He will not take no. I noticed the same entity or the same energy that was on my boyfriend when I finally got my real boyfriend. When I moved to the north side of town when I was like 12, when I was like 13 or 14, when I got my first real boyfriend. I noticed it's the same entity that was on that boyfriend when I met him. You see what I'm saying? I see that this same entity is after my daughter. The young man does have more of a mature nature to him. I'm almost wondering if these people let this boy have access to me or something like this, or that's what they're trying to do to plug in. But they're actually going to live, he's actually going to be pursuing in real life the child, but he will have to enter into the mother's energy in order to get that kind of access, or to smite the mother, or to push the mother out of the way. Like, see what I was able to do to this bitch? I'm gonna be the daddy now of this daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's something ritualistic or something spiritual that we talking about here. And it's something else, something about grooming or something in this fucking town. I told you, this is one of these motherfucker towns. Okay? It's the other way around, where they initiate these little boys into something by having them have access to older women, and then taking pictures of these boys with these older women, or doing something like this with these older women, and then indicting secretly these older women, okay, on charges, and then letting these boys get full access to their daughters. It's a ritual. I picked it up. You can deny it if you want to. The fathers could even get into these towns and get into secret societies and shit like this, and they cannot talk about it. But I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and y'all not gonna fucking play with me. Your boys is going to jail. They come fucking around over here. Nothing that these motherfuckers that I done picked up, that source showed me, that through these little peepholes, that these people been doing to me and other people in these communities and these counties and shit. Nothing. It might have benefited other bitches at the end of the day, but because you know that my shit is rich, you know that whatever's running through me is abundant, you're gonna try to fucking play with me. You're gonna try to play with the Most High. And so that's where we got a problem. That's where the fuck we got the problem. Because these are men that build up on bogus bitches, that the mamas, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, the ones that will let this shit happen up in their village, the ones that will let other women, because they don't like them, or they was jealous of them, or they wasn't as popular or pretty, or they wasn't as spoiled by a man or something, and these women were always jealous, and now they're on these their superior platforms, and they can get this woman back. The woman that went on with her life, she didn't even know you was jealous of her or nothing like this, and you wait until she have children to try to ruin her family, get with her man, sleep with her man, violate her, have these sons. It's like I told you, some of these women that have their sons come in and penetrate. They could be alien, or they could be foreign, or they're using other technology here on our soil that you're not aware of, because America didn't go see, just for future's sake, right? Because it can't be that slavery was 400 years ago and Africa didn't never get fully colonized and ain't nothing going on over there. No. And even if our leaders or whatever knew that it was going on, you didn't want the American people, because then they'll say, hey, we got to do a little bit better. It's just it's not even to outshine anybody, but America would have said, oh, well, maybe we need to advance in this too, or maybe we need to do this. So I'm telling you, it was very intelligent. But like I said, this is what you do in war. But my point is, if there was some type of large lump sums of money or something that was coming in, and this family, if that key person was not the child, but secretly the Nation of Islam have their own record keeping with the black community, you got the underground people, them people that still underground with Germany and shit, they got their own records, or them Targaryen, whatever you want to call them. Then you got all other people that have their own documentation here. So if they did do something, restrict or hide my father or clone my father, and then, have him on the outskirts or something like this, the vassal that would be walking around here as my father, as my dad, right? Or if they did take the earlier, very intelligent vassal with the soul attached to it still of this father, and held this person hostage in China or Africa, and used this person as a conduit of energy or light. Do you understand? Then they will have access to me for what? Energy and light. Because even if that was my dad's daughter, if you look at the two, you can see who carried the light. These are people that are in dark energy and they like dark things around them and they want to find something dark like them that do dark, dirty shit like them. They couldn't do nothing with my energy because it's the real motherfucking thing. So we got to take this from y'all be looking at this shit as the news and say, oh, whatever. What does that have to do? That what they have to do with is really these red berets or these people, whatever. These could really be the little ninjas that was running around in the neighborhood with me over in Rolling Greens, and they've been running up and through these two pillars here throughout the test of time here. Right? Because why are we bringing this Ibram energy here? So like, what are we doing so heavily here? There has to be a sector of that group that they're building or whatever they're building in Africa, even if Africa is even the fuck over there on another. I've never been. It could really be on this landmass and they just got us on some bullshit. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and I see how I just lost my train of thought. At the end of the day, that's gonna be a problem because now y'all done reduce the way I'm seeing the world. You done reduced it to whatever is going on right now started around me without me knowing. Whatever the fuck this is, it started around me without me knowing. So a traitor to the race? No, the trade. When you knew that I was one of them big old horns that was gonna come out in the future, I should have been already introduced to motherfuckers like Farrakhan and shit like this, unless these people been flying me around here, having access to me and having me talk to them and digging in my head and in my brain and shit, and then sitting here send me back home like they didn't, and then they come with all these developments, everything like this, and they acting like they did it on their fucking own. This gonna be an ego death for a lot of you motherfuckers. Because when I see it the way I see it, I done brought you down to size in my eyes to little ants, and you think you got all the power because you stole shit from me. Friends don't give friends the date, rape, drug, or fentanyl so they can fly them out of the country without their permission and then talk to them and then erase the conversation so as if you didn't have nothing to do with some type of development, so these motherfuckers won't have to pay me. And then it won't be a reason now that America, or if I was the queen, if I'm the queen of England, would have to go over into Africa and say, where's my motherfucking shit, and tear some shit up. You understand? Why if these people was coming into the north with after your Roe v. Wade rip away, if y'all was with the bounty hunting, the belly bouncing and shit like this, if y'all knew that motherfuckers was coming from the south and coming up here and stealing shit from the queen of the north, from my body, from my vesture, and taking it down to the south, or my money or things that was supposed to be coming to me from your fathers, you understand? And taking my shit to the south, and then I go down there and put a tax on the south and say, where my fucking money? Then do you see what I'm saying? Because I would be so-called black like you, or African American, or my skin tone would be the same as yours. So then you can't say it's the white man did this and now we got to do like this, the white man, and da-da-da, because America ain't never been Caucasian motherfucking fully. Maybe white. It's a sense of purity that run through the gods that was born in here, whatever you want to call them throughout the test of the time, autochthonous, aboriginal, Native American, indigenous, whatever, savages, whatever you want to call them. You motherfuckers don't want to admit that America is the crest of humanity, or the beginning, or that is the fucking mother. That's who you look to when it comes to the people. That is the real power that carry those frequencies and that fucking energy. That's where our little black girls is going. Nobody's going to Africa and but if it's shit going on with African girls in Africa, it's African motherfuckers doing it. In America, we the ones with the problem with the pandemic with the missing little fucking girls. Do you understand? So is it now because you're powering up on little American girls over in Africa and now you thriving? While you try to put the mother to sleep and smear the fucking mother? And then act like, now this is why I enjoy what Farrakhan said. Waiting till these women is waking up and actually realizing how much power, or they realizing what they worth. Waiting till it's happening, they realizing, motherfucker, like we got to do something. Or is it the black China that's taking these little gifted little kids and underground and making them teach little Chinese kids how to dance or how to rap or how to write or something like this or whatever the fuck this is? But we was okay when we seen that, oh, well, China, if that's what China doing in China, them people is Chinese that's in them sweatshops, that's their problem. They need to fix that. But if you would have known that it was little American kids, little black kids, little gifted kids and shit like this that they was using to do this work for free, taking all the great jewels or the great things out of our temples or our children's temples, making them more concerned about what's going on cell phones or something like this. Not like they don't have cell phones in Africa, okay? But there's still large parts of the country, I'm pretty sure, that don't have, you know, people may not have service or something like this. So they mind gonna be right. They eating the fruits that their ancestors were eating, probably in the same areas and stuff like this for the last 100 years or something like this, connected to the soil. Still nourishing their bodies with, you know, the same things coming right out of the earth, probably, that the ancestors was using. And that obviously must not be the reason. It got to be another power source. Then now all of a sudden these advancements is coming in. After the 75-year breakup with the Saudis, what's going on? Somebody got enough? Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you on no. I don't have no gang of people following behind me. That's why I said it ain't no other motherfucker like me. I could feel the hate and animosity and the irritation and shit like this and the wish I was dead in the times I've been poisoned thousands of times and shit like this at fast food restaurants and shit like this, which that shit is crazy. And I don't have no fucking entourage. The motherfuckers in my house has been put on a different server. I'm the only one like me in my motherfucking house. And ain't nothing wrong with me. No. I'm not crazy. No. I know what the fuck has been done. So like I said, I don't have no whole bunch of uniformed men behind me. To speak how the fuck I speak. I'm not running around here burning down my cities and tearing down my halls and tearing down my statues because of how I feel. Throwing a tantrum. That's what a riot is. So I ask again, where did all this fucking advancement come from? Over there hiding out in Madison and shit like this in the underground facilities and shit like this, kidnapping people's family members and shit and using them as conduits to empower these other nations and shit like this, these underground nations. And yes, these people must have been in the underground and made their way up. These little armies of Julius or whatever his name is and Ibram and shit like this. I could feel the presence. I could feel their energy. Matter of fact, the Julius boy looked like a little boy that used to live in them apartments over there with us in Rolling Greens. These got to be the same people. So is Ibram really the Kiki's dad? And this is why you was able to take my daughter? And this is how you was able to take my masculine and give it to her? So that they could traffic the daughter, the real daughter, probably about 3 or 4 years ago? Because you got some kind of power or something when y'all did something, sent the father away, killed the father, whatever the fuck, you hid the father, whatever you did? Because that would be traditional for these people. But since I got royalty in my DNA, there's not the father. It may not be the grandfather, nothing. Yeah, there could have been close ties with these particular families because they was from so-called from the Carolinas. And this is where these people came into. So there could be close ties. But I'm the first one that would be the royal. I'm the only one that would be able to claim the shit that I'm claiming. Why I feel like y'all gave it to these other motherfuckers? It's not theirs. Black people in the communities or whatever, making moves or whatever like this, they getting money in their pockets and shit like this. Is they fixing up the hood? I don't know. I guess that'd be nice to know. Or did they break down my sectors when it comes to when it comes to technology and all these things that I would be having underneath the royal belt, and these people have broken them up and used them for their own self to get some kind of gain, and they making the claims like it's all theirs or they did it all by themselves. That's what we talking about. Because the race traded on me a long time ago when you didn't back me. You back. If they brought back the Black Panther, you jump behind them. If you brought something about celebrities, you jump behind them. Whatever this is, but you knew you had a black queen here. You knew that you was gonna try to pommel me or keep me in some like low pit or something like this while y'all try to build something around me and keep me out of it. With the finances that this family must have accumulated off of my energy all this time. You think I trust you to wait until a table is built when the father already built one for me and y'all ate everything off of it? You think I'm gonna trust you? That you just gonna come and pick me up and dust me off and make me look pretty or something like this and put me in front of some people? Bullshit. Well, I'm not in no boardrooms and I'm not in no orgies with y'all, which is also a meeting. But I know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't have one friend, one text message from a friend in the past 7 years or something like this. One family member check on me or anything like this. Probably my mom called maybe a couple times, but if I don't want to talk to somebody, I don't want to talk to them. But my so-called mom, that these could be my kidnappers. You can kidnap your own kid, you know. Put them to sleep so you can steal their identity, steal the things that's coming for them, for their future, and give them to another child or give them to yourself. Have them in a walking coma where they're not functioning all the way because you knew that child was great. And you was afraid because the child that you built up to be great and put them in cheerleading and college and all this shit, and you catered them around, got the teeth fixed and shit like this, and got them the best, finest clothes and everything. The child that didn't have all that and that worked hard or was used as a servant with a family or something, you knew the fuck what was going on. Some of these mothers is the ones that trafficked your child or your children and cloned them. Because it was done to them. Behind your back or underneath your nose while you was in a sleeping coma. That sold them off. When you couldn't protect them. You didn't have Israel or they said it was peace when it was war. I thought they was family when they was foe. I thought they was friends and they was foe. Now you tell me another bitch that's talking like this. Whitney Houston made so much money off of anything you want done, baby. It's all in me. Yeah, and it was really all in me until you start taking the little pieces off and giving it to them. That was the beginning of it. When did that song come out? I don't know. You know? Like I said, these people got to rally together in private rooms and shit like this. Like they said the elite was doing. Like they said that these other people was doing. And for some of you, it was your family and friends the whole time that was in these things. Or the first or second generation or all the generations of them plotting against one person. Dispersing the wealth, yeah, it's already been done. But that don't mean that judgment ain't here. Putting up fake Christ, false images of me, or whatever this is. Trafficking the energy or whatever like this. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And when the people, like I said, come here from Africa, it's easy for them to get all them grants and shit like this to go to school. But you got niggers that was in the hood, or unless these the same people, that could have used those boosts of energy or that support, and they didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just we be giving rundowns over here for shit to think about that people can sit back and think about for the next couple centuries here. because obviously people do know what they did. I mean, we're not. It ain't no surprise what we're saying. But did they say it out loud to the people? Do people really? All the rest of the people get to see it from this point of view? That's my question. You can't. I ain't never traded on nobody in my motherfucking life. And I told you, these is men that try to use women's softness or women's meekness or women's, meaning girls and women with breasts and vaginas, as to how they should be treated. If a woman is being beaten on mentally, physically, spiritually, even by a group of men, she should be quiet and she should just take it. So you teaching your daughters to take some type of abuse, and that's what I said, man. You teaching them to take some kind of abuse to fit into some type of society or some kind of religion or some type of religious aspect. I think it was never time to be silent. People gonna learn a lesson for centuries to come because they thought they had. Oh, sometimes don't gotta say nothing. Sometimes you don't gotta say everything. Okay. We got two different gods then that we talk to. That's how it looked like to me. Only time, this is like your black family or something like this. Don't say nothing, or just in any family, a rich family or whatever this is. Well, I think Uncle Chucky was touching. We don't say stuff like that around here. Why would you say that? And the whole time the mama know that Uncle Chucky was feeling on her booty when she was living. You understand? Because it's not about just the pedophilia. It's about, because y'all know on this channel, pedophilia is also people touching on people's private parts or your private assets before you even know what they are. Your Social Security back in the 80s, the mom and them getting the phone turned on with the child's Social Security number. That's your personal private assets. Okay? Like I said, and when the bill get too high, they cut it off. Then they put it in your brother's name and his Social Security number. That's what I'm talking about, pedophilia. Before you could say, no, ma, I don't want that. You didn't even know what a Social Security number was. You just know you had to have it to get in school. And you couldn't say, no, ma, I don't want that, something like this or whatever on my stuff, on my credit. Why you doing that? That's not right. That's illegal, ain't it? You get what I'm saying? Or somebody a trust fund baby, and they find a way, or they put businesses in private LLCs and put it in the children's name or something like this to soil the child's name before they can even be great. I said what the fuck I said. Or some secret dealings with people in the hood and shit like this in here in America, so that Africa can now say, look at us now. Okay, well, you see what I'm saying? Be shit like that I'll be looking at. But you can't. That's why I say America don't love itself, or it's too broken up right now anyway. Americans, you ain't nothing like your mama. Like we got a military. Why the fuck I gotta go out there and try to figure out how to fight the war? That's what we got, a military. That's what they're getting paid for. I sparked the shit like Jesus did. And tell you something, and you go and you do greater things. Let's go see him where this money went. Oh, but the media is still talking about fucking P. Diddy. Okay? Because these motherfuckers had something to do with taking this money and shit like this from this small community and making their way into the media. It's a whole, you got to look at it as warfare at the same time now. They don't think that I don't see these people that look like my old teachers and people in my neighborhood and shit like this are news anchors. Y'all better stop playing with me. And like I said, if these people thought this was a good idea and like, oh, you're ruining it or whatever, we're going to go down. I wasn't with you when you made them decisions. I wouldn't have did it that way. If I'm the king and you just using my kingship to run around here and do whatever the fuck you want, I wouldn't have did it that way. Don't put me in it. The reason why y'all gonna fall is because you thought that you should just use my name and shit like this and do whatever the fuck you want to do with it and think that you could do the same thing or get the same thing accomplished as me. But all you got is compromised. All you got is compromised. And then you want to put it on. No, don't put shit on me. Because I said that's nonsense. That's nonsense. We talking about war, we talking about politics, we talking about these things, and the queen is in the dark about it. The people in the kitchen know about it. The handmaids, the bitches, the wet nurses know about it. You know, the maid, all these people that work around the house know about it, and the fucking king don't know about it. Tell me what king, can somebody tell me where that work at? Where that even sound right at? It don't. Somebody's been using somebody else's image all this time to get something done here. Right? The same institutions that they talked about. You just broke down the royal family and you got them on their knees or something like this, because they also denied their Christ or their Messiah or something like this. And that was your way in. You knew who it was. And you got them to deny me or deny that. And that was your way in. Oh, you went against God? But when you go against it, it's not a problem, because you think that you're the boss now, because you was able to tear something apart. That's why I say a lot of people know how to tear shit apart but don't know how to put it back together, or try to heal something, or be real to something. And I'm guessing that these men was in the underground claiming women, taking whichever one is theirs, and you can only do it behind the scenes. You can't get the Empress to get down on her knees like you got the rest of them hoes. And so somebody is mad. They want to make it like, oh, you denied me, so I'm gonna embarrass you or something like this. I got all the power. I got the secret cameras. I got the men that could come put that shit in your house. I got the people with the fentanyl that could put your ass to sleep and have you sleep with 10 men in one night and make it seem like you a whore. And then we will embarrass you and you will not be able to claim your throne. You understand? Because the way I look at it is, most times when I was getting abused or assaulted or misused or felt on or something without my permission or something, it was around my people that looked like me, supposedly. When I went around people of different races, they didn't do that. They showed me through a different way that they was checking me out or admired me or thought I was nice looking or something like this, by being courteous and kind. Even when it comes to Islam, I've never really been around, you know, any black Islams except for the people that was in my family that did that or whatever. But like I said, when I went to places, like ran into people at the corner store and shit like this, and got to know these people like at the corner stores around the corner from our apartments and houses and shit where I live, they didn't do that. Now, it could have been worse behind the scenes. They could have had access behind the scenes, but they didn't do that. So that's why I said somebody is holding on to the power and trying to abuse it when God is telling me to expose what I'm exposing on this platform. Other way, I'm the Holy Spirit. I wouldn't even been able to know how this is going on. I wouldn't even have been able to know this. So it's something about these people trying to deny something or something like this, and you can't just do that. Deny something and move on or whatever the fuck you're doing without payment. You want to get so far gone down the line from it, where the beginning, we're gonna catch you right now. You want to place these families or something that did this shit to me and give them kudos and place them in positions so they can be the 1%ers or whatever this is now, or the elite now. Okay? And I'll just say it's best to get these motherfuckers down right now.
Full voltage.
It ain't yours.
Waiting for connection.
You've been seen for what you are. A usurper. You know? And yes, these people crisscross and work with all kind of people, all big or small, just like it say in the Bible. That's why these are the people that's going to have to pay for it. So you will know that every time slavery happened, it wasn't just because somebody said, oh, these are some nasty black niggers and we're going to just go and we're going to do. No. No. Or see why, again, Christianity, because these people were using their spiritual gifts against each other. Somebody had to get in the way when the earth was put with the earth. That's why they keep on saying that when God said it was good, it's 400. We see it wasn't good. It's not good. It's not good for the dark to exist with the light. And the light don't know what kind of light they carry. Everybody else but the light can see the light. The eye can see everything else. The eye can't see itself. The light can't see itself. Everybody around it can see it. So you just let these people, these children, these light workers or whatever, sit around these energies, and all these dark energies gravitated to them and cleaved onto them and stole from them and raped and pillaged them to death almost. And you still want to blame the white man when most white people don't even come in the black community? I mean, they could be using technology to spy and things like this or whatever. Or they could lead the children out of the community or into another town, or you could move into a Caucasian neighborhood or something like this or whatever like this. Right? But it wouldn't matter because they were studying on us when we was in the black community too. You get what I'm saying? We got the Six of Pentacles. It's the best time to talk about it right now because I know I can't be the only one that see everything at ground level. That people that you respected at one point in time, you don't respect. People that you honored or worshipped, or you screamed after them at a concert, you wouldn't do that no more. World leaders have been brought down to, this is what they try to do with Zelensky. Now world leaders in my eyes have been brought down to little people on the fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's almost like sunning something or somebody before you get too far along. I don't want to wait 10, 20 years, motherfucker. You already had like 40 or 30 or something like this. I don't talk about it right now. Somebody gonna have to pay something back here. Yeah, we got a King of Swords. This could be like a King of Swords in a community or something. Now, they was doing this all this time. They waited. If they was able to get my man or somebody, a man energy that was fond of me, if they was able to lure this person in at the last minute just to leave me by myself with no allies. The sad thing is, this is the fall guy. The sad thing is, again, that could be, Epstein could have been a fall guy. The sad thing about it, this spouse or something, or whoever these other men that was around me or women or whatever this is, these are just a fall guy. Because this is my kingdom here. All right? And the nation shall rise no higher. That just means that ain't nobody moving me off my, pivoting me off of my point. Somebody might be having a bright idea to put you back in the seat in your whatever, but I told you I don't like men that deal with women, that, especially with a military behind them and tools that they can ruin a woman, to be using their weight around to get this woman to select them or be with them or something. I wouldn't even deal with a person like that. Or you got an opinion about me because maybe I like a certain type of man with, mostly it'd be usually light skin or dark skin, mocha skin with a beard and a certain type of a build or something like this that I'm attracted to. I'm not with them. Just you think you watching me and studying me from what lights my eyes up when I see a nice looking motherfucker. And you think that I don't like my own kind or something like this. I told you. I've always had a problem with my so-called old kind. I never had a problem with them. They always had a problem with me. Women, they always had a problem with me. Girls, they always had a problem with me. I didn't really have that many problems with boys. I had to fight boys a couple times or whatever like this when I was little for not leaving me alone or something. But 10, 12... whatever, or boys that played too much. You supposed to be trying to be my boyfriend and you wrestling with me. I don't want to fucking wrestle. You're supposed to be my boyfriend. I want to be fucking wrestling and looking all dirty and shit like this. What is your problem? So you know what I'm saying? Ever since the age of like 12 or something like this, I could have a lot of boys around me and not be slutting out with them. You see what I'm saying? Just chilling with them. In school, I used to, have a lot of friends that was boys in class with me. And we used to clown around and stuff like this. It wasn't nothing. I don't even think I talked to any of them. I don't think I dated any of them. It was a crowd of boys that I could be around. The Curry boy, the Woods boy, these people like this. We kind of joked around in class or whatever. I don't know if they liked me or they didn't. I don't know. It just never really came up. It was just a clique of boys. You get what I'm saying? So, okay. Yeah, we got the most high energy here. Okay. And we got star energy. Somebody could feel bad for trying to make somebody a star, or maybe somebody thought that's the best thing for you. But we got the Queen of Wands here. All right. And I feel like the Queen of Wands, it could be the best opportunity here with this Ace of Pentacles here. Because I feel like if you were to be a star, they're going to make you work for it in a weird way, compromise you or something in some kind of way. The Queen of Wands, this is like a birthright. This could be a mobster daddy energy or something like this here. Okay. All right. There could be an inheritance that was left. Somebody could be concerned about that. Because I was even thinking about the Trump energy, because I think they was asking like, Trump, did he know John Gotti or whatever? But I know already. But he was trying to deny it or something like this. But the truth is that the trumpet could possibly have a mafiosa kind of energy behind the family. On a different level, though. You know, motherfuckers forget where they come from. Black people get money. They forget they came from the hood and they had roaches. You know, Caucasian people forget they came from the ghetto. The ghetto. And some of their granddaddies was mobsters and shit. Somebody's hiding something. The Strength card with America, they could be hiding the fact that somebody is getting a handler or something like this, okay? Or somebody's been a handler, or something about somebody's handler here. It's a no. Royals get people that's like, what they get? Tutors and shit like this. You didn't get no fucking handler. The handler should have been given to these wild children that you plucked out from around me throughout my life, that you seen was reckless or violent or had a temper, and you said, good, we can use these people for this thing. These children that wasn't getting disciplined and shit like this, or they had too much discipline, so they didn't care about the consequences no more, and you built something with these people. Something violent, something sneaky, something behind the scenes to compromise a bunch of people because they're not scared of limits. These are people that have probably stalked somebody, watched somebody, you know, catch somebody up, catch somebody slipping. Walk through hotel rooms and set people up and shit, no problem. Take people in and out of buildings and shit, no problem. No consequences. They ain't afraid of it. And then turn them into hackers. It's like nobody is mad about being rejected, or like, oh, so everybody else was equipped for that shit but me? Oh, but then that'd be funny if I'm the one that tear all that shit down today. The one that was rejected. With G7, the one that was rejected. Because we all know that Biden and Trump and them was being used by other. These are models of something that these other nations was using to get what they want. America was not having no fucking backbone because you didn't choose the Messiah when this shit started around COVID. Heartbroken. When they went in at G7, Biden was not at tip-top shape as a backbone. You already knew it. We know it. We could see it. Everything like this. You know, I'm just in America standing on this soil. I got to stand for that first and make sure the foundation is straight right there first, even though there is different shit that's running through my veins. What do you want with you over here first? Trying to do G7? Was everybody else complying with it, or would y'all just let G7 in, or Watergate in, or the nine of cups in? Because if you look at the crescent energy, the Byzantine energy, because if you look at the Watergate building, or if you look at the G7, it's almost the same kind of symbol if you look at it from an aerial view. Who's named Ariel? Is that me? Somebody could be heartbroken about a death that didn't occur. Wow. That just came out of nowhere. Oh. To America. America is still standing. The Strength card is still standing. The Empire is still standing. Why are they trying to do that, though, y'all? Why are you trying to do that now, though? It's always got to be the why. There's an Emperor peeking out from behind the thing here. All right? Maybe the Emperor ain't dead. Maybe he's hiding. Afraid that not rejecting someone, protecting someone, because he don't want to lose somebody. But there's a baby or something, a birth that's not happening, or new birth. All right, until somebody could get this victory here. Like I told you, maybe these girls, they didn't let them go. Yeah, we got the Queen of Wands here in the upright. Somebody is not being promiscuous, or they're not being a witch, or whatever this is here. But somebody don't want somebody to be a Queen of Wands. If you're going to be a Queen of Wands, they're about to kill somebody here. There's different protections that come with different things. Somebody wants you to be in a Two of Cups here. To receive. They don't want somebody single, successful, and with all that shit running through their DNA and their blood as I got. They don't want that. But I feel like, again, somebody's not going to be happy going into a situation like this. Not going to be successful or something like this. It's the people that's holding back, or the people that's holding up like, oh, you're not ready yet, that they don't have nothing to do with this. Run me my fucking shit. They don't have nothing to do with it. There is no, I'm the judge. I'm the judge of me. I'm the judge of these people. You're not the judge of me. I'm the judge of what's going on this motherfucking soil on a certain level. Respect it or you don't have to. That's what this is. This damn Queen of Wands, this is Shiloh. Or this is the scepter not removed from this person's hand. Somebody tried to remove me. They know that the energy is strong. They try to remove me from the... They try to act like they was all the family members and I'm not. And I might be the last motherfucking one. And they not the family members. They tried to dissect me from the motherfucking family so that they don't have to worry about this. Because even if you did take down our government and we don't have a government no more, this is the new power. This is the new fucking world order. And somebody ain't happy about this. Because these people been able to play behind my back. I say behind my black. I don't know. That is a surname, but... And in front of my face all this fucking time. Hiding stuff. Hiding this money or something like this. I say what I want. Who the fuck is you on this earth to get offended about what the fuck I am saying out of my mouth? Y'all better quit playing. The Strength card is here. Again, that's America, bitch. I'm sorry. You ain't got to fucking like it. America is bold, resilient. She ain't biting her fucking tongue for nobody that's doing something wrong. It ain't happening. So the same thing you said, now we're doing this and well, now we able to say what the fuck, I'm able to say what I want to fucking say. This almost like Bilquis saying, okay, I can bring my message right to the people. This could be what this is, but I don't want to be in Bilquis energy. But it's almost like they try to keep me here to free them to attack me before I get to my motherfucking foundation. But I'm doing what Source got me doing with the messages. So we just gonna keep it moving. I don't fear nothing. But you was stealing from America. Y'all was stealing. The past couple years, you was stealing every fucking thing. And you was giving them boys over there in the east of the garden booty and all this other shit. You could think about whichever one you wanted to think. Booty can mean several different things. To keep them quiet while you robbed us. And these motherfuckers gonna have to go home to their family unless they sold their family off too, because little white girls cost a lot too. Clone the whole family so you don't have to hear the shit about what you did or the response to whatever this, or after the aftermath. So you just turn around the other way. I said the other day. Somebody could be a day. Page of Pentacles. This could be one of my clones, or a masculine, or one of his clones, or something that they gave away to some people. They thought it was a bright idea, but God, you selling gods, you selling doves. Why Sign of the Dove church was really over there in Africa if it was really Africa anyway? And it wasn't just the underworld. When Charlene went there. It wasn't me that did it. Because you took that Taylor Lautner looking masculine energy and you pair him, you made that Jessica Stackhouse Caucasian and you pair him with her. And so with the stripper, you pair him with her. So it was her. It's the Stackhouse them that was selling the doves, or the little kids, or the children. It wasn't me. Yeah, the man was supposed to be linked to me. Yeah, I would have been a junior queen or something at that time. But no, wasn't me. I wasn't in the outskirts having the power of moving around and moving the country and doing all this other shit like these people was doing. That wasn't me. I was sitting here and blindfolded. I don't know what the fuck they was doing with my name, my title, and my crown, and my throne, and my money. Wasn't doing it with me. Yeah, the Empress in reverse. The Butterfly Girl, Cynthia G, the Jessica Girls, Marvelous. You was selling doves. Sitting right over there on that west side selling doves. Somebody got a dirty cup. A dirty mind. And it's not America. So it said take the stuff in the storehouses, not storehouses. Somebody must got something misconstrued. America here with the handler. The handler could be the spouse. And then you got whoever these people is, the church that was selling doves. But somebody, a high priestess is in the upright here that was sending some people up into the heavens. Manipulating the situation. Or now they tried to record it like that's where they were sending them. After they killed some of these kids or got rid of some of these kids or something like this. You've been taking them children overseas. Yeah. And this person was sitting here like this. Didn't know what was going on. But y'all try to latch this person and keep this person to not walk away. Now you want to kidnap the person after you thought these people probably lied all this time. Yeah. King of Swords. Two of Swords, King of Swords. America. That you've been draining of the energy. And now I got to recuperate from whatever the fuck that y'all done did or you stole with your dirty minds. From the son of David in the upright, you knew it wasn't nothing that I did so wrong that would be looked down upon like that or frowned down, even when you was looking for the shit. But you chose somebody that's not the apple of somebody's eye. You chose something other than. If these were people that were pretending they had Christian values under the basement of the church, you was really doing Islam. Somebody was given to a queen, empress in reverse, and a world card energy in reverse. These people are doing something or have done something where they're not being valued in a higher something here. And they're not dead, but somebody trying to say that you dead or I'm dead. The Holy Spirit. So you try to murder the Holy Spirit and you surprised that the motherfucker's still alive? Oh. To try to appease to a high priestess? A high priestess in the upright even ain't got shit on the Holy Spirit. You didn't want to make this person cry? Candace Owens. See, these people thought that they would make themselves look in high honor and things like this. And I heard Tucker Carlson talk about, oh, Candace Owens, one of my really good friends, something. Okay. Keep that same fucking energy. Somebody could be mad. You wouldn't birth something with them. This could be a darker energy. Somebody got dark hair. All right. And then we got the Queen of Swords. Okay. Keep that same energy. Somebody could have tried to stick somebody with something, a baby or something like this. And the Queen of Swords said, oh, no, you won't. You better put that shit behind me. Or somebody, she cut this down. Okay. Somebody trying to be sneaky. All right. This could have an emperor in the reverse here. I don't know why I'm getting South America, El Salvador. Like somebody is in another region. But really, these people from South America, they're not down there. They're doing something in Canada too. With these candy-coated raindrops. They're plotting up here. They're doing something up here in the dome. They're doing something up there in the crown. I call it the crown. Because I keep seeing my energy. I keep seeing my the video I did when I took that aerial view of the map and we found like it looked like a lady. Okay, I said it looked like the unpacked girl, but the unpacked girl kind of looked like me. So in that video, but it was like a mothering energy, almost like a Queen of Pentacles was like embedded in the soil. I did a video on it. I don't know, I was labeling my videos back then. I don't know what you would even call it or something like this. I don't know if it was something about Europa or something like this, but I think the crown was sticking up in Canada. So there is something definitely to do with the top or signals or something like this, or the crown. Okay, they could have been building a new crown, or the people that's supposed to be in the UK, they could be running a lot of shit through Canada. It's something to do with these two. Okay, it is where the money is in reverse here. It's like the two is the one and the same. This is the secret Queen of Wands energy here in the upright. There could be two people that's connected to the devil they're in reverse and they're being seen in reverse, or there's whatever they've been doing underground is being seen. These people, I don't know, it's about something about testing. So there could be two people that were sleeping with each other that's sick, but somebody could be with a Queen of Wands. I could be the Queen of Wands. You could be the Queen of Wands. But it's these two people that's the culprits with whatever this disease is, because the Queen of Wands is the Holy Spirit Queen of Wands, and somebody was able to heal themselves with alchemy. All right, and there might have been even a little bit of help here to keep by a magician here to keep a Holy Spirit energy in the upright. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why this person would be doing that. And then we got the Queen of Cups in reverse. A Queen of Cups is sick. I told you who the fuck this is. Some masculine energy is mad because I keep saying who this is. I already said these bitches' names that you're gonna find out been passing disease. The ones that you also imported over here from Africa. The ones Daisy and them know about it. All these girls like 94, 19 and them that said, oh, I've been in Uganda. Most black people ain't been to Africa, really. Most black people from the hood and shit like this, and most people I know ain't been to fucking Africa. And some of these people just talking about in the outskirts or in the underworld. It's not really Africa. Or over there behind the Hoover Dam. I think they're about to let Larry Hoover out, ain't they? Whose daddy is that? I even got a picture when I was little looking like that nigga. Who is it really? Got him. I sure got a picture where I look kind of like, the more I see him, but I know he look like Tristan Tate. I mean, these motherfuckers be getting mad at me, but I'm just thinking, nigga, did you know that shit? Why you come on here and tell all these people that lie? And some of these people don't know is they brother or not. Cause I'm still trying to figure out how much Drake daddy on that album cover looked like Andrew Tate and them daddy. I be trying to figure out shit like this. We got the tower here. I just be trying to fit. Yeah, we got the tower here. We got somebody being blocked here. And why is it a big secret? Why? Somebody can't walk away, something like this. This is what God got me doing. Whatever they doing about to backfire anyway. With the Eight of Wands back there. This is what I came to do. To get justice. There could be a Nine of Pentacles here, a fancy girl. Okay, you fancy, huh? Type of female that want to be with this King of Cups and get justice here. Okay? It's making me like this is the person that sprouted up from the mud because this is sitting here like this. Hold on one second, y'all. I think my phone about to die.